Hey everyone, this is Wade from fishfindermounts.com, and I want to show you guys our new 20 amp hour Garmin Livescope system, and I just want to focus on that. I've done a video here where I've compared our Livescope variant or model versus our conventional fish finder model. So I'm just going to focus this video here on the Garmin Livescope. So if you are familiar, if you purchased a Garmin Livescope setup, you're looking for a great mounting system that makes it completely portable and then also mountable at the same time. This is amazing. This is an amazing product for you. So if you have the GLS 10 box, we'll just draw your attention to the quick release space here. You can screw your GLS 10 onto this subplate here. There's the mounting holes, and we'll include the screws for that. And you'll just take your GLS 10 will be mounted onto here, so it'll be part of the GLS 10 as you're moving it around. And you can just take this guy and sweep it underneath these ledges, these grabber ledges, or whatever you want to call those. And it'll just come right underneath, as so. And you'll take it and you'll just pull the pin here, and it'll drop down and the pin will slide in here, so everything will be together. Of course, at that point you won't be moving this quick release base around because you'll have screwed it down somewhere in your boat, theoretically. You can even actually strap this down if you wanted. If you buy a 20 or 2-inch strap from us, you can actually strap this down somewhere if you preferred. If you didn't want to drill any holes, maybe you strap it around a seat or something, you can do that with this. You can put it on our clamp, so if you want to clamp it down so it's not permanently mounted, these holes match up with these holes, and you can screw that onto our clamp, of course, and then mate your GLS 10 box to that. So there's a lot of different options you guys are going to have for that aspect of it. If you're just looking for a mount for the GLS 10, if you're just looking for a mount for the GLS 10 box itself, there you go. You've got a great mount right here for that. Now, swinging over to the base unit here, there's a 20 amp hour 12 volt battery right inside of here, supplying all the power that you need to run a large screen, large Garmin screen. And you can even actually mount the GLS 10 box. That's the supplementary box. Not if you have the full on Livescope system, the expensive one, you're going to have that GLS 10 box. And you can see these mounting nuts here. This hardware here, you can actually screw that down. It's the same pattern we have in this subplate, you can see. So you can screw your GLS 10 box right onto the bottom of this, or you can even have it on the top here if you wish as well. We've got options for you to have it on either side. And I've got a Garmin Striker 7 screen just as a sort of a demo here, so you guys can see. You got your swivel plate here, allowing you to swivel your control screen around to whatever direction you want, and then lock it down so that it doesn't move, of course. So that's a big part of this, is just being able to articulate the screen, rotate or tilt the screen, rotate really more than anything, rotate it wherever you would like it to be, 360 degrees, what have you. Now, going to the power section, the connectors here, in this version, you're going to be able to choose in the actual Garmin Livescope version. You may not want this for the GLS 10. We might just sell it to you. Can get a base model where it'll run just your fish finder screen. So we'll sell that one separately. You can get like the full-on system where you'll have 2 SAE connectors here. You can see the one here, right here. And you can see the mating plug. We will provide this for both systems, so you'll get one of these for the GLS 10 if you want the full kit. That will do your GLS 10 box and your screen. So you'll crimp this power cable to the fish finder power cable here. You can see where the crimp job has been done. So this cable will come like this, and you'll crimp it right onto your fish finder power cable. You'll plug it into these SAE ports. You'll see here that this will also, this port here, I want to show you guys, it will run your fish finder, but only when, or your GLS 10 box, but only when the switch is engaged. And then you'll see if I turn it on, I can turn it on now. Okay, so if I take this guy, I'm just going to take this guy and swivel it this way. so that the screen or the camera can see everything nicely. Just loosen the screen off. Tilt it this way. So if we take this guy and we turn this power switch off, it's going to turn the fish finder off. In this port here, this port over here to the right, far right, there's always power. The switch does not control this port here, okay? So the switch doesn't do anything. Like even if this is off, you can see that I can still turn the fish finder on right here, as you see here. So there's always power supplied here, but here, these two ports are controlled by this switch. So you'll be able to turn your GLS 10 box on and off, which is actually good because you don't always want it on. Sometimes you want to run just the traditional sonar on the same screen. Your down imaging, your side imaging, you'll want to turn your GLS 10 box off in a lot of cases, in a lot of systems. You know, you can get all sorts of different complementary echo map screens that will work with your live site. So you guys will figure that out. You'll have an option to choose, instead of this USB port. Now the USB port's nice because it has the voltage display. So if you have this USB port, you get to see what voltage the battery has going on with it right here. But if you do not get that, if you want the cigarette lighter port, I'll show you what that looks like. I'll just lay this down. I don't want it to fall over on us. You can choose one of these guys instead of one of these. This is our conventional kit here. This is not the Garmin because it doesn't have the two SAE connectors. In this case, you're just running a big fish finder, normal fish finder with side imaging or whatever it could be. Maybe it's a Humminbird mega imaging fish finder. Maybe it's a Garmin Echo Map just without live site involved. So you got the cigarette lighter plug. So instead of, what I'm trying to say again, instead of that plug there in this model, instead of your USB plug, you can choose your cigarette lighter plug in its place. Now your fish finder will also tell you, if we go back to the screen here, let's see here. Settings, system, simulator, on, and if we go back to, okay, if we go back to here, you'll be able to see, let's just pick down view, you'll be able to see your voltage right here on the screen. Most fish finders have that feature that'll show the voltage. In fact, I don't know of one I haven't seen recently that doesn't have that. So that will also tell you your voltage in your battery. So you don't necessarily need this. If you're not using it for your fish finder, you're just using it sort of as a power supply for camping or whatever it could be, then in this case you may want to select that. If you're using a cigarette lighter, if you decide to get the cigarette lighter socket, you can also plug one of those USB sort of car, like in your car, you could get those USB charger type devices or gadgets you could plug right into your cigarette lighter in your car. You could do that here as well, just FYI everybody. So there you have our Garmin Livescope dedicated system for your GLS 10 and your screen. You can do it modularly like I showed you before with this mounting plate. You can have one of these. You can have your GLS 10 box mounted somewhere within your boat, wherever you want. Screw that down. And you can have another quick release base screwed down somewhere else in your boat if you wish. That will mount your screen just like so. So there you have it, everybody. That is the fishfindermounts.com 20 amp hour 12 volt dedicated Garmin Live Site fish finder mount. We are truly making all fish finders portable, and even the big drafts now. With this 20 amp hour system, we can do the really big screens. You can put really big screens on our stuff. Oh, by the way, one last thing too, I should mention, we've got a nice little handle built into this thing too. So that's the portable aspect of it. You can just take it and carry it around with you, and then obviously when you get your boat, lock it into that quick release base, and away you go. Call us at 1-855-784-3474 toll free. Visit our website for sure, www.fishfindermounts.com, and we've got our email address up on the top right hand of the corner of the website. There's a contact page and the whole bit. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. Hope you're having a great one. Thank you.